Why has he done plastic surgery?
I've not done any plastic surgery, guys. That's a bad photo. But yeah, saying that, 8 years back, I did some filler work on my chin because I wanted to look confident. 8 years back, I wanted to be confident, and my dermatologist suggested I did little filler work, but that's about it.
You know, you can do your job and make the best you can. He can act the best. Again, business is something else only. When you watch films going up and down at the box office every day, does that worry you?
No, it doesn't. Actually, I've told Bhushanji the same. So this happens with every director or every actor. He would also say this.
Okay.
That once you make a film and as the promo comes out and if there's got a buzz, everyone starts looking at you in a different light.
Raj, do you want to tell what is the process on a day you're shooting this?
A lot of people would ask me this question on set also. Like, but I decided this is the film where I would come on set and I would refuse to see anything till we pack up and I go back to my van and change and be Raj again.
Nidhi, my wife, like I said, the first time he walked out, the first day he came to shoot, we were shooting in a village outside. And he just walked in, everyone just looked and someone, Nidhi said, Shri Kant has come, what today? I said, no, that's Raj. Hi, I'm Tushar Hiranandani.
Hi, I'm Rajkummar Rao and you're watching this interview on Bollywood Hungama.
Raj, Tushar, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, I was just talking to him before you came. Rarely films come that, that have, that touch people's hearts, firstly. How often does that happen?
Touchwood, in my life, it has happened quite a number of times.
Right.
With Badhai Do, last, and Kansan Gulabs. But Shri Kant will always be very, very special. Because the kind of character I'm playing in the film, Shri Kant, who's a visually impaired boy, it was so challenging for me. But that's where the fun is. You know, when I push my limits to do something which I thought, how would I do it? I think that's always the fun part of being an actor.
Tushar, I want to ask you, this film ki story, like where did it come from that you all should make a film on this? When did he come on board?
Like, first of all, I'll tell you one thing that you said, like it touches people's heart.
Yes.
So earlier on, you might be knowing that I used to be a writer and I used to touch people's pockets. And now I'm touching people's, whether I became a director, even he says that, a lot of people say that. Even in my first film when I did Sant Ki Aag, I tried to make a subject that would touch people's heart, and that's my aim, and that's the aim of Chalk and Cheese, my company with Nidhi, my wife, that we touch people's heart. So Srikant's idea, I actually wanted to make Srikant as my first film.
Oh.
Yeah, but Srikant being Srikant, I could never get hold of him. So I used to call him up that I'm from NDTV, I want to take your interview, or I was from BBC. Then he made me go to a secretary, then the secretary was even worse than him. So somehow I could not get in touch with him at all, and then I had to give up making Srikant. And then I went ahead and made Sant Ki Aag. Once Sant Ki Aag was released, I again tried. I said, let me try now, since at least I made a film and maybe I will get a chance to make this film. So I tried again I could not. Luckily, I got in touch with his partner Ravi on Facebook.
Okay.
And Ravi said that, why don't you come to Hyderabad? And I went to Hyderabad, and when I reached over there, when I landed at the airport, Ravi tells me that, listen, we've already given the rights to, I can take the name now today, is to Rakesh Om Prakash Mehra.
Okay.
And my heart sunk in there, and I was like, then why did I come here? He said, we've given the rights, but nothing has happened so far. So I just wanted you to meet Srikant and see how does it go. So I actually stayed for 3 days in Hyderabad with them. And in those 3 days, Srikant hardly spoke to me. Srikant, if you see Srikant, doesn't care. He just keeps on talking about his business. So I could actually, luckily, I could see what it is. I got even more excited because the way he does his business is crazy. He's a mad guy. He talks any shit. He's just crazy guy. So I realized now, because with the way he is, I said, this is a character I really want to make a film on, because he really excited me even more. So by the time he didn't even actually want to give me the rights. He actually started telling me, my company is a very big company, and can you make a video for my company? So in my head was, acha, ye abhi main se video shoot kar raha hai apni company ka. Picture to dega nahi. Then on the last day when I was coming back to Bombay, he said we have lunch, and Ravi's wife has a restaurant, Kavita. And we're having lunch, and Srikant had this business meeting where investors had come to invest in his company. Wow. And there was a guy over there, I still remember Gundapalli, I still remember his name clearly. And he said, you're Tushar. He introduced me and he said, you're Tushar. I said, yeah. And that time only Sant Ki Aag had just released. He said, we don't see, but that was in Hyderabad, right? And he said, we don't see Hindi films, but my daughter went and saw this film. And she took her grandmother to see it, that's his mother. And then they took the entire family to see it again, and we really loved the film, and you made a great film. And Srikant was hearing all this, right? And I said, okay, now it's time for me to leave. I'm going back to Bombay. On the way to the flight, Ravi was also coming to Bombay with me. He had some work in Bombay. So we were going on the same flight back. I got a voice message and he said that, Tushar, I want to tell you something that, you've been there for 3 days. I have hardly spoken to you. But this film is yours because I can make out, if Sant Kiya, you made a good film, this you will fly. And I'm a businessman. Make sure that you make a bigger film. That's all I want from you. And I promised him that, and that's how I got Shri Kant.
Amazing. That itself is a story. Right. Raj, when you hear these things, like, what a guy. Like, what do you observe?
No, he is an amazing personality. I think everything that you can think of, being in this conditioned mind about a visually impaired man, he's totally opposite of that. He refused to use a stick while walking. There were times where you would doubt that whether is there a possibility that he can actually see, but he cannot. He's 100% blind since birth. But he's so confident, he's so witty, he's so charismatic, and very, very inspiring figure. So I think that was the fun part of portraying him on screen, because this is the kind of a person that I haven't seen in movies. Like when it comes to a film on a blind person, you always think about pity, that how he must be there must be so much of struggle. Of course, he had a lot of struggles, a lot of struggle in his life. But how he took all that into his side, into his stride, and made something out of it.
Right.
That's the story,
In fact, I'll tell you what he's saying is so cool, because the first time Sumit, my writer, and we wanted to meet him, and we called him to Bombay, and Ravi and he came to Bombay, and we were sitting in Sea Princess. We had booked a room, and he walks into the room and he goes near the window. He says, "Look at the sunset. It's so beautiful out here." And he starts looking at it. And Sumit, after one point, Sumit is actually asking me, "Are you sure he's blind?" I'm saying, "Yeah, he is. I'm telling you." Saying it's impossible. He's not blind, because when you meet him, he talks to you like a normal person. You don't think that he's visually impaired or he's brilliant.
Wow. It's amazing that, first image, that as a society we feel bichara, he can't see. These are the people who are breaking these stereotypes.
Yeah.
I mean, how would you portray that on screen? Because I saw you were, on the sets, you had those lenses, and I saw Bhushanji came to meet you also on that day. What did you think? What all you have to put in this?
No, there was a lot of homework that was needed, because as I said, I didn't know anyone around me who was visually impaired. So both of us, I think we used to go to this blind school in Jogeshwari.
Okay.
And we would spend hours there. I would sit and chat with people there, visually impaired people. And what I saw was that how normal they are.
Yeah.
They just happen to be blind, but they are doing everything that is possible, that we all do. And even more, and with the same speed, with the same clarity, and that I found very fascinating. And that's when I told Tushar, let's make this film not thinking we're making a film on a visually impaired boy. We're actually making a film on this amazing journey that he had.
Right.
And he happens to be visually impaired. So we will not focus on just him being visually impaired. That's given, that is there. So let's focus on his life. And he happens to be blind. Yeah.
Right.
In fact, Raj broke his ribs also playing cricket with them.
Yeah, first day I was
first
out
day.
because there's a cricket section in the film, because he was in the national cricket team,
Okay.
The blind cricket team, and I was practicing with the boys there, and it's a tough game, because you have to. There's so much coordination that has to happen, and I turned a wrong move I made, and it was just a bad, muscle tear or what, and I could not move for next 3 days. Yeah.
My God. When you go to a blind school and to meet them, that is itself a big learning, of all the things that so many of us have. When I went, a simple question someone asked me is that, what color shirt are you wearing? Now, these are the things we don't even think. We just wear something and we just move out. What stays with you when you meet them?
See, I'll tell you one thing, they are very particular. So, what Rajbhai also realized. So, I'll tell you, not only that he met the blind children, the best thing he did, so in fact, in the entire film, except for him, the entire star cast who playing are visually impaired are actually visually impaired.
Okay,
Everyone.
that's
Even from the kids who are playing Srikanth, the younger Srikanth, the Arnav. So Rajbhai actually met him for 2 days. He sat with the kid first, then he sat with Srikanth. He sat with Srikanth also, but he sat with the kid also, so that he could pick up, he could see what, so that was great. I think Arnav, sitting with Arnav also really helped him.
Okay.
And the thing is, when you see them, and he realized that they all sit, very few people notice, and he noticed this, that they actually sit diagonally, because
Right,
because it's not the eyes, it's the ears,
yeah.
right?
That's when
and
the
that's
classroom
what
scene I
he
saw,
noticed, and he noticed, and he said, just look at this, and he said, we need, and if you see him in the entire film,
Right.
so we had a huge problem with the cameraman also, that he sits like that, but we didn't care, because that was
what
how
is
it is, and
realistic.
that's the real way it is.
Right. Raj, do you want to tell what is the process on a day you're shooting this? If you're going on a set, can you explain to me what is that day like? When do you want to switch off from this noise and everything?
I think the moment I would reach on set, also that lens story, so I was wearing one lens in my left eye. The reason because the kid who's played the younger Shri Kant, he's actually visually impaired boy, and he's got this little white, his lens is a little white.
Okay.
So of course we had to put a little white lens to match the continuity. It cannot happen that once he grow up, there's no whiteness in the eye. So for that I used to wear a little small white lens. But a lot of people would ask me this question on set also. But I decided this is the film where I would come on set and I would refuse to see anything till we pack up and I go back to my van and change and be Raj again. So for those 12-13 hours, I was just Shri Kant, because that was the only way I could, I could portray this reality on screen. Wow. It would have been I think it would have been a cheating to my art form.
He didn't let go of Srikanth till Pekka happened. So there were so many times, like other actors like Sharad and Jyotika, when they came and shot with him the first day, they came and told me, this guy doesn't talk, he's very rude. I said, he's not rude, he's Srikanth. And that's what, he won't leave his character. And then they realized after Pekka, Raj was like,
chilling,
Raj,
having fun,
Yeah, we were having fun. So it was crazy, the way and that shows, that really shows today. That's the best part.
Right, today, everybody knows about him, his story, a film is being made on him. Can we imagine the struggling days? Also, what does that say about our education system? Does that need to change? What do you all think?
It has changed a lot.
Okay.
Then.
What was it like when he was there?
So because of him, in fact, the visually impaired could not, after the 10th standard, they could not take science.
Right.
They could only take arts. So it's a fact that he put a case against the education system, and he won the case. And today, all the visually impaired children can take science. It's because of him. So he did these changes, and these were the sad part. Like yesterday, a girl who's got polio, she sent me a message saying that this happened to me also. They didn't allow me because the other parents said that how will our children cope up if they see these children, they'll get depressed, and that's the reason she was not allowed in school, which is very sad, right? But yeah, she also went ahead and studied, and she's a doctor today. So there are people like this who fight the system and then they go ahead.
Right, what does that say about our country also? We have so many stories. Now all these stories are coming out in movies and OTT shows. Finally, we are giving all the importance and respect and credit to stories of India, you think?
No, exactly. I think there are such amazing stories, amazing people we have in our country, and I'm glad it's happening. People like Tushar who are telling such stories because it's very inspiring.
Yeah, it is,
and also these are important stories, and these are stories of our own, from our own land, from our own roots. So it's very important to showcase these stories, and especially underdog stories. People that we don't know of.
But it's more important that people go and see the film.
Right.
It doesn't matter that we say these stories. It's more important that people see the film.
Yeah.
And then they understand.
Right, you can do your job and make the best you can. He can act the best. Again, business is something else only. When you watch films going up and down at the box office every day, does that worry you?
No, it doesn't. Actually, I've told Bhushanji the same. So this happens with every director or every actor. He would also say this.
Okay.
That once you make a film and as the promo comes out and if there's got a buzz, everyone starts looking at you in a different light, right?
Right.
And then you think that you now need to make a bigger film. That's a basic concept over here. And I have told Bhushanji this, that don't tell me that because me and Nidhi can't do that. And there was a great guy who told me this, that you should not sell your soul to all this, and he's sitting next to me. So
right.
It's that
is a
you
very
have to be honest. Yeah,
very important thing.
Completely.
Right, does that worry you when you see big films going down, week after week films work and don't work? Does that anything worry you?
Well, that's a part of the business, I guess.
Okay.
I think it's the audience. We have seen a small film like 12th Fail also working
Yeah,
so well.
so true.
Starting with a really small number and then ending up making huge numbers at the box office. So I think if the film is right at the alley of the audience, they would just adapt to it. They would, with the word of mouth, it will just spread. It will just spread like wildfire. Because I remember so many people told me about 12th Fail, that have you seen 12th Fail? And that happens. With a good film, it travels.
Right.
The word of mouth travels very, very fast.
Also, you need guts to do films like that. As an actor like Badai Do, how many people would I don't think any actor would be ready to play it, and he had the guts to play it, believe in it.
Right.
And then you see what it has done. Similarly, for Srikanth, I don't think anyone would be ready to do it. It's the way it was. And then this guy, he just narrated the story and he said, yes, I'm doing it. But yes, of course, he had great points on the script. We worked together and then we made it, and till we were both happy, then we went on the floor.
Right. You know, very casually people, the minute they see a small film like say 12th Fail only, they'll say, ye OTT pe dal do. You know, that we are also underestimating the OTT audience. They to have the remote and so many distractions. Do you, what's your
We have started, I think, putting films into brackets. कि ये OTT की film है, ये theatre की film है. ऐसा कुछ है नहीं. I think a film is a film. Like Chamkila today, everybody is talking about Chamkila. Wherever I go, I listen that people are talking about Chamkila. I've seen it twice already.
Oh wow!
So it doesn't matter. I think a film will find its audience, be it theaters. Of course, watching a film in a theater is a great high that you cannot find anywhere else. But a film is a film. It's about telling a story. Like a Game of Thrones would always be one of the biggest shows, and no matter where it came.
You know, when you watch a film twice, what does Raj watch it twice for? Once you're seeing the acting part and once you're seeing as an audience like me?
No, first I'm seeing it as an audience.
Okay, first you're seeing it.
First I'm just seeing the storytelling, the story, the characters. And second time when I see it, then I see, of course, there are some scenes that stay with you. And then I want to, just replay those scenes again and again just to see how this guy has done it, because I was really moved watching Chamkila.
Wow,
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah.
Wow. Do you watch everything that's released? Do you get time?
I actually watch every film, but now, because since my film has started,
busy in
so I've seen Chamkila. Obviously, I didn't miss. I really liked it. So, and I really liked Daljeet's performance, and obviously, Imtiaz sir is a great director, and I think he's made a great film. So I've seen Chamkila. I really loved it.
Right.
But I really get time now. So, but otherwise, I see everything. After release, I will see everything.
Who is this film for? Like, you said you're getting messages from someone who's suffering from something else, and who is this film for? Is it targeted to someone, and whose stamp do you want, and whose approval do you want that you all have gone right?
Audience only.
Yeah.
I think it's for the audience, and the kind of response we are getting for the film, people are saying it looks like a great journey. It's such a beautiful film. It's very inspiring, and people are looking for inspirations.
Yeah,
good story, people are looking for inspiration for good stories. I think it's for people out there to go and watch it and feel inspired, feel happy about this journey.
Right. The trailer also shows and explains also that it doesn't has to be a bichara sad story.
Yeah.
You made sure that happens.
But that's a teamwork also. People in T-Series, the marketing team, Just Right Studio, the people who have cut the promo. We've always, like Raj sir knows that, Rajbhai knows whatever I do, I send it to him and then we discuss. And it's a whole teamwork with Bhushan ji, Nidhi. We all sit together and we decided that let's make a happy promo. And also the film is that. It's not that we fooled anyone.
Right.
Like when you said that, how do you know this? When the first time when you go to check once the promo was ready, we had to go and check it in the theater because next day it was supposed to be played. There was a promo launch, and when we played it, there was the usher who was standing there, and he started crying. So I got shocked. I said, "Why are you crying?" He's saying, no, promo is damn good and all. He said, my mama is blind and he's like this. So then I thought that, yes, it's touching people. It's relating to people because somewhere, everyone knows a visually impaired person. So they know that and they start respecting that person even more, which is a great part for me.
Right. What was his idea when he said, you all discussed that Raj will play his role? This is a person who's around?
You must know Srikant is very critical. So he'll say this, that. So he'll say Raj. Okay. Then the first day when he came to the shoot in Hyderabad, and he was there and he got some guest with him, his sister, this, that. And there's the video of them together that we left out also. And they said that everyone is saying he's much better than me. He looks more visually impaired than me. He's damn good.
That's a great compliment.
I was like, cool, happy, Right. So he's like very critical. If I send him the promo, he'll say this music can be better. And he sees all the movies. He sees. You'll be shocked. He discusses Bahubali and he discusses all the films with me.
Right.
So he goes to the theater and sees all the films.
Raj, how much of his approval will mean? What will it mean to you?
It will mean a lot to me that eventually it's his story, it's his life that we are portraying. But I'm pretty sure, knowing him, that he would be very proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His, his family, like, lastly, could you tell me how much were they involved? Like, when they saw him, you said that he called the family members, obviously, to see him. What, like, what was everybody's?
They was apt. They could not believe it, but the way he was performing. Like I said, on the set, he was Shri Kant. He was just, on the morning he arrived, in the night he left, he was Shri Kant. So it was unbelievable. Nidhi, my wife, like I said, the first time he walked out, the first day he came to shoot, we were shooting in a village outside. And he just walked in, everyone just looked, and Nidhi said, Shri Kant has come, what, today? I said, no, that's Raj. And they could not believe, because the way he took his body language, the way he was walking, the way he looked, his hairstyle, everything.
Yes, yeah. Even the person in the poster, the person sitting in front is two completely different people. Absolutely.
That's the greatness of him.
Right. Why has he done plastic surgery?
I've not done any plastic surgery, guys. That's a bad photo.
That's a bad
photo. And I to feel that that's a touch-up photo, because I wish I had such a clean, flawless skin.
Yeah.
Because it looks so flawless, and I was not wearing any makeup.
Right.
But it looks weird. It looks weird, that photo, to me also.
Okay.
I think just a bad moment caught on camera. But it happened. I have not done any plastic surgery. But yeah, saying that, 8 years back, I did some filler work on my chin, because I found I wanted to look confident. 8 years back, I wanted to be confident, and my dermatologist suggested I did little filler work, but that's about it. But I think, do I feel confident after that? Yes. Have I done bigger films and better, like, it changes, right? Perception. It's a visual medium. Acting is a visual medium. So yeah, I've done that, and I'm not against it. If somebody wants to boost their confidence, wants to go ahead, the science is available, then why not? But plastic surgery, no. It's too expensive. It's too time consuming. I don't have that much of time.
Oh, Raj is too expensive.
Yeah, no, it takes too much of time.
It takes too much of time.
But tell me one more thing. We'll add to that.
Yes.
Because of course we should talk about it. It went on for 2 days. The people who are saying, I just want to ask them. First of all, I've not done, and I'm a very honest person in life. I've been very open about it. Do I look better now?
Yeah.
Do I look better now? Do I look better now?
I never realized that.
Nobody says you look great.
It was not any cosmetic surgery.
And I think he's acting better also. So that's more important.
Whatever.
So got some acting injection.
You can see it in Shri Kant.
Acting
So if
was
he's
there.
done it and you all think, then he's acting better also.
No,
So
acting was there from day one.
this is better now.
Yeah, chalo. Best of luck, guys. Thank you so
Rohit.
much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tushar Hiranandani.
Hi, I'm Rajkummar Rao, and you're watching this interview on Bollywood Hungama.